Take it to trial. Take it to trial. Welcome in, grab a seat, hit the like and subscribe. Cause Sweet Peas on the mic with that spicy little vibe. Got the courtroom streaming in the chat, going wild. We're debating heavy topics, but still laughing like a child. From objections to confessions to the judge's side eye. If it's justice and it's messy, we gon' talk about why. Every day's a new case, every moment's a ride. And when Sweet Peas in the building, we be learning with pride. My eyes on deck, keep the room running smooth. Film free therapist, you know, keeping everyone in the groove. Right to with the facts, pretty brown girl with the sass. Moreldia and Fowler keep the peace in the chat. But Jason walks in and the ladies collapse. Chocolate, take it to trial, where the truth gets loud and the laughs run wild. Sweet Peas got the spice, she's the queen of the aisle. Chat fam rolling deep, we've been here a while. Lights on, mics up, we gon' do this right. Take it to trial, every day, every night. Take it to trial. Morning shows are sharp, afternoon is on fire. And we catch every moment that the court might inspire. From witnesses whispering, the lawyers trying to hard. You know Sweet Pea breaks it down like a legal tarot card. Chats cracking jokes, dropping theories on the fly. We're serious when it counts, but we still testify. Minds hold it down when the trolls try to play. If you're out of line, court adjourned for the day. But when Jason logs in with that deep hello sound, the ladies in the chat, man, they all fall down. Take it, 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 take it to trial, where the truth gets loud and the laughs run wild. Sweet Peas got the fight, she's the queen of the aisle. Chat fam rolling deep, we've been here a while. Lights on, mics up, we gon' do this right. Take it to trial, every day, every night. Take it to trial. When the sun goes down and the cases get deep, after dark gets spicy, no secrets to keep. Taboo topics, big laugh, slap, happy crew. Sweet Pea says behave, but we never really do. It's opinions, confessions, stories untold, but we handle it with heart like the chat made a goal. Hey! Take it to trial, from day to night and every wild mile. Sweet Peas nearly strong with her trademark style, and the fam in the chat always makes it worthwhile. Turn it up, show some love, hit the like on sight. Take it to trial, yeah, we live tonight. Take it to trial, yeah, we live tonight. Take it to trial.
Identity shall not be broadcast.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, you may proceed.
Good afternoon, sir.
Buenas tardes, señor.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Would you tell us your name, please?
¿Nos diría su nombre, por favor?
Pablo Gaibor.
Pablo Gaibor.
And do you work or live here in the Tampa area?
¿Y trabajo vive usted aquí en el área de Tampa?
No, yo vivo en Ocala.
No, I live in Ocala.
And what is it that you do for work?
¿Y a qué se dedica como trabajo?
Soy técnico en irrigación.
I'm an irrigation technician.
Were you in Tampa in June of 2024, specifically on the 23rd of June?
¿Estuvo usted en Tampa en junio de 2024, específicamente el día 23 de junio?
Sí.
Yes.
Why were you here?
¿Para qué estaba aquí?
De vacaciones con mi familia.
I was on vacation with my family.
What type of a vacation was that? What were you doing?
¿Qué clase de vacaciones era? ¿Qué estaban haciendo?
Vinimos de visita al zoológico.
We came to visit the zoo.
Who all is included in your family when you tell me you came here with your family? Who was with you?
¿Quién está incluido en su familia? Cuando usted me dice que vino con la familia, ¿quién estaba con usted?
Mi esposa, mi hijo y mi hija.
My wife, my son, and my daughter.
And were you staying in a hotel room and sleeping on the early morning hours of June 23rd of 2024 with those family members?
Estaba quedándose usted en el hotel y durmiendo en las altas horas de la mañana del 23 de junio del 23 de junio.
Sí, es así. Estoy hospedado en un hotel.
Yes, we were staying at a hotel.
How old are the children that were present with you?
¿Qué edad tenían los hijos que estaban presentes con usted?
Mi hijo tiene ahorita 12 años, y la niña 8. En ese tiempo tenían 10 y 6, si no me equivoco.
They are 8 and 12 now. At that time, I believe they were 10 and 6, if I am not incorrect, if I'm not mistaken.
And what were the sleeping arrangements inside of the hotel room?
¿Y cómo eran los arreglos de las acomodaciones para dormir dentro del hotel, del cuarto?
Era una habitación familiar, eran dos camas, y estaba acostado yo con mi hijo y mi esposa con mi hija.
It was a room with a family-style room with 2 beds. I was laying with my son, and my wife was laying with my daughter.
And did anything happen that awoken you that night or that early morning?
Y algo
On the
pasó
23rd.
que lo despertó en las altas horas de esa mañana.
Sí, a las 4 o 5 de la mañana escuchamos un ruido bastante fuerte que nos asustó demasiado.
Yes, at 4 or 5 a.m. we heard a sound that was quite loud, noises that were quite loud, and that scared us.
And was it only that one noise that scared you, or was there more than one noise?
¿Y era solamente ese ruido que lo asustó o era más que un solo ruido?
Fue un ruido que parecía ser lo primero que pensé que fue una bomba o algo así, porque fue demasiado fuerte.
It was a sound that was, at first I thought it was a bomb because it was such a loud, strong sound.
And what about it made you think that it was a bomb? Just because it was of the volume of it?
¿Y qué aspecto de eso lo hizo pensar que ser una bomba? Solamente por lo alto que era, lo fuerte que era.
Fue lo fuerte y lo muy cercano, porque lo sentí cerca.
It was how strong or loud it was and how close it was, because I heard it to be close.
Once you heard that sound, what happened next that you recall?
En cuanto usted escuchó ese sonido, luego ¿qué pasó? ¿A qué se fue?
Nos asustamos demasiado, mis hijos empezaron a llorar.
We got very frightened. My children began to cry.
Yo lo que hice fue agarrar a mi hijo, acostarlo al piso.
I grabbed my son and laid him down on the floor.
Mi esposa agarró a mi hija y también la puso al piso.
My wife grabbed my daughter and also put her down on the floor.
Tratamos de calmarlos porque estábamos todos muy nerviosos.
We tried to calm them down because we were all very nervous.
No sabíamos lo que estaba pasando.
We didn't know what was happening.
But the sound was of the nature that it made you in fear for your family's safety.
Pero era una clase o la naturaleza del sonido lo hizo usted temer por la seguridad de su familia.
Sí, porque se escuchó después que estábamos en eso, escuchamos mucho ruido en la parte exterior del hotel.
Yes, because afterwards, and we heard lots of noises outside of the hotel.
What kind of noises outside of the hotel
¿Qué clase de
afterwards?
ruidos fuera del hotel?
Gritos y después sirenas de la policía.
Screams and later on sirens from the police.
Can I take you back to when you first heard the noise and you were all getting down? Could you hear what your wife or children were saying?
Volvemos al momento que al principio escucharon el sonido y todos estaban bajando al piso. ¿Podía usted escuchar lo que su esposa y sus hijos estaban diciendo?
Mis hijos lloraban. Mi esposa después ella se quejó de un dolor en su pierna.
My children were crying, and later on my wife complained of a pain in her leg.
Pero no entendíamos por qué tenía ese dolor, y después yo observé la pierna de ella.
But we didn't understand why she had that pain, and after that I observed her leg.
Y tenía una quemadura en su pierna.
She had a burn on her leg.
How did you know it was a burn? What did you see on her leg that led you to think that?
¿Cómo sabía que era una quemadura? ¿Qué vio usted? ¿Qué observó en la pierna de ella que lo llevó a pensar eso?
Estaba roja la pierna de ella, tenía un punto rojo en su pierna
It was red. It was a red spot on her leg,
y le ardía mucho.
and it burned very much.
Then after that, did your son complain of any pain?
Y después de eso, ¿su hijo se quejó de algún dolor?
Él no se quejó de dolor, él solo estaba temblando y con mucho miedo.
He didn't complain of pain. He was just trembling and was very afraid.
Is there a time that you are all laying there when you actually find something that you believe has some kind of value to turn into the police?
Y llega algún momento que están ustedes todos recostados ahí, que usted encuentra algo que le parece que tiene algún valor para entregárselo a la policía.
Sí, después que ya vimos que estaba la policía, que sentimos que estaba la policía, mi hijo vio en la cama de mi esposa.
Yes, after we heard that the police was there, my son saw on my wife's bed.
Había algo que se había quemado el cobertor.
There was something that had burned the comforter.
Y él encontró tocó en el piso y encontró un pequeño pedazo de metal.
And he touched on the floor and he found a small piece of metal.
Y asumimos que eso golpeó a mi esposa en la pierna.
And we suppose that hit my wife on her leg.
When you could hear the sirens outside, could you see the police?
Y cuando usted pudo escuchar las sirenas afuera, ¿podía ver a la policía?
Veía a oficiales que caminaban por todo lado del otro hotel.
I saw officers who were walking all around the other hotel.
Did you feel safe for you or your family to leave your room that evening?
¿Usted se sentía seguro para usted o su familia salir de su cuarto esa tarde?
No, no quise salir porque al principio no sabía si eso estaba pasando en el hotel donde yo estaba o dónde estaba pasando, no.
I didn't want to go out because at first I didn't know that if that was happening in the hotel where I was staying or in the other hotel. I just didn't know.
What did you do with what you found inside of the room?
¿Y qué hizo usted con lo que encontró dentro del cuarto?
Al día siguiente me acerqué a la administración del hotel porque nos habíamos quedado sin aire acondicionado y entregué ese metal.
The following day, I approached the administration of the hotel because we had been left without air conditioning, and I handed over that piece of metal.
Did you have any information or idea about whether the loud noise that you heard and the lack of air conditioning were linked in some way?
¿Tiene usted alguna información o idea sobre si el pedacito el sonido que había escuchado y la falta de aire eran relacionados de alguna forma?
No puedo yo relacionar eso que haya sido, pero justamente cuando ya nos quedamos sin aire es porque pasó eso.
No, I can't relate the two things, but just at the moment when we were left without AC is when that happened.
And did you ultimately have an opportunity to provide a statement to the police about what happened?
Y al fin y al cabo tuvo usted la oportunidad de hacer una declaración a la policía sobre qué había pasado.
La policía se contactó conmigo cuando yo estaba de regreso a casa, a Ocala.
The police got in touch with me when I was back at my house in Ocala.
So you had provided the metal that you found and your contact information when you all checked out.
Entonces usted le había suplido o proporcionado el metal que encontró y sus datos de contacto ya cuando ustedes salieron, se abandonaron el hotel.
El pedazo de metal lo dejé en la administración del hotel y ahí quedaron mis contactos.
I left the piece of metal with the administration of the hotel and my contact information also.
I will pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, any questions, Mr. Gonzalez?
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Sonardi?
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Wise?
No questions.
Mr. Petrides? All right. May this witness be excused? Mrs. Murr, may this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor, I apologize.
All right, thank you, sir. You're free to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
And is that it for the interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go too. All right, have a good day. All right, who's your next witness?
Aaliyah Albritton.
And is this another witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and again, this is another witness who does not wish to have their identity broadcast.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Okay, you may proceed.
Please state your full name for the record.
Aaliyah Auburn,
Miss Albritton, how old are you?
22,
What city do you live in?
Jacksonville,
How long have you lived in Jacksonville?
my whole life.
Do you know somebody by the name of Tafa McCray?
Yes,
How do you know Tafa McCray?
he's my friend.
Do you also know a person by the name of Camilla Bentley?
Yes,
How long have you known Miss Bentley?
a few years.
I'm going to ask you about June 23rd of 2024 and the weekend leading up to that day, that Saturday. Did you have plans to come to Tampa on that weekend?
Yes,
Who did you come to Tampa with?
Taifa
Tafa
and,
McCray?
and Camille.
Who was the driver?
Taifa,
Did you come in his car?
yes.
And what day did you come to Tampa?
I think on a Friday.
The Friday of that weekend?
Yeah.
Where did you all go?
To Airbnb.
Who was at the Airbnb?
Taifa and his cousins.
And when you say his cousins, are you referring to Charles Jones?
Yes,
Did you know Charles Jones?
yes,
Did you know who he was?
yes,
Did you know that he was a rapper in Jacksonville?
yeah,
He goes by Foolio.
yeah.
Were you close friends with Charles Jones?
No,
Were you at that Airbnb that weekend because you are good friends with Tafa McCray?
yeah,
And were you the one that then invited Camilla Bentley to come along?
yes,
Now I want to go to the Saturday, June 23rd of 2024. Did you all go to a different Airbnb?
yes,
Was there going to be a party to celebrate Charles Jones's birthday?
yes,
Were there a lot more people at the party than who had been at the first Airbnb?
yeah,
Did you know Charles Jones' girlfriend at the time?
no,
Did you know, even though you didn't know her, was there a girl that was there that night that was his girlfriend?
yes.
When you all went to a club, who did you go to the club with?
Everybody that was there.
How many vehicles ended up going to the second club?
2 or 3.
2 or 3. Whose vehicle were you in?
Taifa's.
Is that the same vehicle that you were in all night?
Yeah.
And were the same people with you all night?
Mhm.
Had you been drinking that night during the birthday celebration?
Yeah.
Had you been drinking at the clubs that you were at?
Yep.
How would you say that you were after the second club?
I was drunk.
Do you still remember that night, ma'am?
Yes.
After the second club, where did the group go? All of the people that you were hanging out with?
After the second club,
Yes.
on the second day,
Yes, the Saturday.
to a hotel
Why were you guys going to the hotel?
to find somewhere to stay.
Were you familiar with Tampa and the location of the hotel?
No.
And when you got to the hotel, what happened once you got there?
I went to use the bathroom.
Did anyone go with you?
Taifa.
And was Camilla Bentley, she left alone in the car?
Yeah.
Right. What happened when you were using the restroom?
I heard stuff outside,
What specifically did you
like
hear?
boom sounds.
And when you heard those boom sounds, what did you do?
I went by the front desk in the hotel.
Did you go outside at that point?
No.
Did you see Typha McCrae?
Mhm.
Did he meet up with you at that lobby area?
Yes.
How many times did you hear those boom sounds?
Like 2 different times.
Two separate.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I couldn't hear who it is.
Could you say it a little bit? Can you move up to the microphone?
Like it started and it stopped and it started again.
So there was kind of like a brief pause in between the shooting. Is that correct?
Yes.
At some point, does Mr. McCrae, does he go out to look to see where any of the vehicles are?
Yeah.
Can you see, were there glass doors that led out to the parking lot, that separated the parking lot and the lobby?
Yes.
From that position inside the hotel, could you see whether or not your friend Camilla Bentley and Tafa McCrae's car was still out there?
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was gone?
Mhm.
And what about all the other cars?
All the cars were gone.
At some point, did you receive a phone call?
I called Camille.
You called Camilla
Yeah.
Bentley. And did you, after that conversation, did Camilla Bentley come back to the hotel?
Yeah.
What happened after she came back in Typha McCrae's car?
We took her to the hospital.
When you got to the hospital, did you stay there with her or did you do something else?
No, I left
Why did you leave?
because I didn't want to come in contact with any police officers
And why did you not want to come into contact with police officers?
because I was on probation. I wasn't supposed to be there.
So did you leave in Typha McCrae's car?
Yeah.
Did Mr. McCrae, did he stay there with Aaliyah, your friend, while she was getting treatment?
Camille, but yeah, he did.
I'm sorry, Camilla Bentley, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And where did you take the car?
To some apartments. I don't really know what they're called. I don't even know where they're at.
Did you call Mr. McCrae to let him know where the car was?
Yes, I spoke to him. Well, I didn't call him and tell him. He called me and told me that the police were looking for the car. So I told him where the car was.
You communicated that to him?
Yes.
And were you still at the location with the car at the apartments when the police got there to look at the car?
Yes, I came back there with Typha.
At some point, did one of Mr. McCrae's, Typha McCrae's friends come to pick you up?
Yes, when I dropped the car off.
Did you at some point go back to the hotel where the shooting occurred?
Yes.
Do you know when you went back there, approximately what time it was?
It was daytime.
It was
early,
daylight at that
yeah.
point?
Mhm.
And were there others from the party that were still at that location?
Yes.
And you could see them?
Yeah.
When you heard the booms and the shots occur at the hotel, did you see anybody with any firearms?
No.
At some point, did a homicide detective Ramos with the Tampa Police Department call you and communicate with you after you had left back to Jacksonville?
Yes.
While you were in Tampa, did you talk to any law enforcement officers?
No.
And again, that was because you were concerned of probation?
Yeah, I didn't get permission to go out there, so I didn't.
Now, I know that you said that you knew Charles Jones, but you were not friends with him. Is that correct?
Yes.
But you were familiar with all of the drill rap that he had done. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you were also familiar with kind of the rival group, Young and Ace. Is that correct?
Yeah.
In fact, you knew Kenyatta Bullard. Is that correct?
Keontae, yes. I did.
Keontae Bullard. Thank you for correcting me. And he is known as Young and Ace.
Yeah.
Did you date his younger brother?
Yes.
And what was his name?
Trayvon,
And when did that occur?
2018.
So quite a while before. Is that all of this?
Yeah.
And so you know people on both sides. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I have one moment?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time we pass the witness.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez.
Good afternoon, Ms. Albritton.
Good afternoon.
So if I understand this, it dawned on you at the time that all of this occurred that because there was going to be an investigation, you didn't want to have to give your name to the police, correct?
I didn't mind giving my name to the police,
Okay, well,
but at that moment in time, no, I didn't want to run into no police officers, no.
correct. Because you were fearful that somehow that would get back to probation in Duval
Correct.
County
Yes.
and that could create a problem for you, correct?
Yes.
Did that in fact occur?
Did I get in trouble?
Yeah, did they find out? Probation find
They
out?
found out eventually. No, I didn't get in trouble.
Okay, they didn't violate your probation
No.
for leaving the county without permission?
No, they didn't.
And when you left, you put the car in an apartment complex close to the hospital, correct?
Yeah, I just went to the nearest apartments I seen, houses I seen.
And Mr. McCray, Tata, right? That's his name, Tata? I'm an old man, but when you have some type of relationship with someone, do you call it talking? When you're talking with someone?
Yeah, you can call it that.
And just so we're clear, when you called Mr. McCray your friend, he was a little bit more than a friend, like someone you would just hang out and go get a drink with or be a friend from school, correct? Can we both agree in that respect?
I guess.
Well, let me ask you, if you don't mind, were you more than just friends with Mr. McCray?
Do I have to answer that?
Well, yes. So was it more
I-
than just a platonic
I guess.
friendship?
Yes. Yes.
And nothing else necessary. He assisted you by contacting someone to come pick you up after you had dumped that car, correct?
Yes.
And then you hung out for some hours, I assume to kind of let things calm down. Would that be fair?
I rode out there with him. I didn't have a ride back. I had to get a ride back home. So I waited on him.
Understood.
And his mom came, yes, and I rode back with him and his mom.
So the goal at the end of the day was to get back to a point where you could get back to Jacksonville.
Correct.
But in the meantime,
Well, it was to get back with Taifa, period. But I
Right.
didn't want to go to the hospital. I didn't want to do none of that.
right. And as you waited for that time period, you knew that there was probably an investigation going on because you heard all those shots, correct?
Yeah, I knew it was.
And the people that you were with during this time period when you were hiding out, you didn't know them, correct? They were just people that you were put in touch with to be able to
I
have
didn't know the
somebody.
person that picked me up. No, I didn't know him. I
And-
knew of him, but I don't know him. No.
And when you went back to the hotel and the scene, was that because you thought Taifa would be there, or were you already in
No, he
communication?
wanted to.
Ma'am,
He
please,
went.
if you don't mind.
Yes, and so because the court reporters taking down everything that's being said, if you could please let Mr. Gonzalez just finish asking his question before you start answering.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a habit of doing it myself. So you were in communication with Mr. McCray, Tata, right?
Yes.
And did you know that he was going back to that scene? Is that why you went there?
No, he wasn't at the scene. I went back at the scene because the person I was in the car with went there to check on, I think, Monty. Because
Okay,
I seen Monty and I don't remember who else, but I seen Monty when I came there.
Armani Turner,
Yes.
okay, who you know fairly well, correct?
I don't know her.
You don't, okay, so
No.
you just met her that weekend?
I guess I didn't even meet her then.
Okay, but you went back to check on her.
I was just in the car.
Okay, the guy that you were with was
Yes.
going to check on her. Okay, and you didn't stay there very long, correct?
No,
Probably
probably
for the,
like 25 minutes.
probably for the same reason, because you didn't want to be in a position where police might come up to you and ask you who you were or what you knew.
I mean, yeah, he was the driver though. He left. It was up to him. I didn't really care.
Okay. So you were at this party for the weekend. There were several members of 6 Block there, correct?
Yeah,
In fact, Tata is 6 Block, correct?
I guess. I mean, I guess.
Well, you know enough about this to know. Am I correct about that?
Yeah,
Okay. And you had also dated, as you stated to the state in your direct examination, Quan in the past, some years ago, correct?
Mhm.
So you knew both sides, right?
Mhm.
And the people in 6 Block knew that you used to date somebody from another opposition group, correct?
Mhm.
They all knew that.
Said it, yes.
Yes, they knew.
And that wasn't an issue, or else you wouldn't have been there, correct?
No, it wasn't an issue.
No one gave you any problem over that, correct?
No.
Nothing further, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Sonardi, any questions?
Your Honor, can I ask one more question?
Yes.
You don't know Rashad Murphy, do you?
No, I don't know.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Altman.
Hey, good afternoon.
Do you know who Kenny Capps is?
Yes, Robert.
I'm sorry?
His name is Robert.
Robert Howard?
Yes.
And was he one of the ones at some point in time you rode in the car with this evening when all this went down?
I don't think I rode him at all in the car when I was down there.
Do you recall there was a point in time when Kenny Capps or Robert Howard refused to ride in the car with Charles Jones, Foolio? You remember that?
Yes, I heard something about that.
You do recall that?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. I have no further one other further. Do you know a Davion Murphy?
No.
Thank you. No further questions, sir.
Okay, Ms. Finkelstein?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
My name's Jenna Finkelstein. I represent Sean Gathright. Do you know Mr. Gathright?
No.
Before this incident, we'll say, have you ever heard that name before?
No, never seen him before.
Okay, and you did testify a few minutes ago that you're familiar with people that associate with 6 Block and opposition groups, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and Sean Gathright was not known to you in either of those situations?
No, I don't know him.
And just one more question, ma'am. With the people that you were with here in Tampa, did anybody that was with you or in your group go by the name of Fat Boy? A
No.
nickname?
No. Somebody with me?
Yes.
That came with me?
Right.
No, I don't think so. No.
Nobody that you had a nickname that you know of,
No.
right? Okay, thank you, ma'am. No further questions.
Okay, Mr. Petridis?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You mentioned Mr. McCrae's friend.
Sorry.
You're fine. Do you need some water?
Please, if I can get some.
The deputy will get
I shouldn't have offered before I knew where it was.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, thank you. You said Mr. McCrae's friend picked you up from the apartment complex?
Yes.
Is that someone named Mizzle, Mr. Taylor?
Say it one more time.
Was that someone goes by the name of Mizzle, Mr. Taylor?
Yeah, that I went with him, but that's not who picked me up. No, I don't know the name of the boy that picked me up.
Was a Mizzle there with you that weekend?
Yes.
Was he with everyone?
Yeah, he came to the clubs and stuff, and I think he came to the B&B, but he didn't come there like with us.
So he stayed somewhere else?
Yeah.
Did he have his own car?
Yes.
Do you know what car he had?
No, I don't remember. No.
And what about Robert Howard? Did he go to the clubs with you all?
Yeah.
Did he have his own car?
No. I think he rode with Charles.
And when before the shooting happened, you didn't see anything, correct? Out of the
No.
ordinary?
Mm-mm.
Were you able to hear the shooting when you were inside the bathroom?
No, I didn't hear it till I walked out the bathroom. The bathroom was in a hallway, so I didn't really hear it till I got out the hallway.
I think you even took a selfie in the bathroom and posted it. Is that correct?
I didn't post it, but I do have pictures in the bathroom, yes.
I believe that's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Redirect?
Yes, just briefly, Your Honor. Miss Albritton, when you were on probation, you never asked anyone from my office to intercede on your behalf. Is that correct?
As in what?
You were not violated for your probation. Is that correct?
No.
But that had nothing to do with this state attorney's office or my office. Is that correct?
No.
We never did anything on your behalf. That's what I'm asking.
Like towards my probation?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
And then going back to the party and the Airbnb that you were at before going to the clubs, there were lots of people there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Lots of people from Jacksonville?
At the B&B?
Yes, at the party.
Yeah.
And there were people that followed the birthday celebration to the clubs. Is that correct?
Yes.
Some of them.
Some of them, yes.
But at the hotel, there were only 3 vehicles. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. I have nothing further, Judge.
Okay, this witness be excused.
Yes, you may.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. You're free to go. Okay, State, who's your next witness?
Local Officer Janice Hansis, Your Honor.
Okay.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this class will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Very good. You may proceed.
Good afternoon. Would you state your name, please, for the record?
Officer Yanni Hanses,
And what agency are you employed with?
Tampa Police Department.
Were you employed with the Tampa Police Department on June 23rd of 2024?
Yes.
In your capacity as an officer with the Tampa Police Department, did you respond to the La Quinta Hotel on East Fowler Avenue?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the purpose of your response to that hotel?
Initially, we got a call for service for criminal mischief of bullet holes, and then we realized it was related to a shooting call earlier in the night.
When you arrived on scene, did you recognize that there were a large amount of other officers at the location for like the home to suites and in that same parking lot essentially?
Yes.
And is there some correlation that you made when you actually responded to that call for service to the homicide itself?
Yes.
Did you ultimately determine that a room in the La Quinta had been struck by gunfire?
Yes.
And when you arrived, did you actually make contact with a complainant or an employee of the La Quinta?
Yes.
And was he able to provide you with some items of evidentiary value or an item of evidentiary value when you actually arrived?
Yes.
What was that item?
He provided me a piece of a bullet fragment.
Did you, based on your training and experience, immediately recognize what it was when he provided it to you?
Yes.
What was the condition of the item when he handed it to you?
It was in a plastic Ziploc bag.
And is that how it had been provided to the manager of the La Quinta?
He placed it into a Ziploc bag.
On your own accord, did you take some photographs of the damage that you observed at that location?
Yes.
And did you also ask for crime scene to come out and take some photographs as well, or had crime scene taken photographs of the same location?
Yes. Crime scene also came out and they took over photographs as well.
Is that standard procedure for the Tampa Police Department?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you ultimately get access to the hotel room in which Mr. Pablo Gabor and his family were staying?
Yes, ma'am.
Had the manager also confirmed the information of the occupants of that room?
Yes.
Mr. Gabor, his family, whatever the contact information was?
Yes.
And did you create a report in this case to document that, ultimately providing that as a supplement to this homicide investigation?
Yes.
When you actually responded to the hotel room, did you take pictures or overalls of the room itself?
Yes, I did.
What about the exterior of the room?
I did that as well.
How were you able to find the essentially window of the room that had been struck?
The manager led me to the outside window and pointed it to me.
So the complainant was familiar, at least, with where the damage was internally and externally on the building.
Yes.
The state seeks at this time to introduce States Exhibit 21A through T, Your Honor.
Any objection, Mr. Gonzalez?
No objection.
Mr. Sonardi?
Objection.
Mr. Wise? Mr. Petratus? Admitted.
So I'm going to show you, if you can see on the monitor in front of you, States 21A. Is this the exterior of the La Quinta?
Yes, it's a lobby.
Is this a different entrance than, I'm sure over the course of the last 2 years or so, you've become familiar with some of the video footage from the homicide of Charles Jones? Is this a different entrance than the location that occurred? Let me ask it a different way. When you arrived to the La Quinta, was there an investigation and shell casings happening at this entrance?
No.
Okay. And throughout the time that you were there, was there an investigation happening at this La Quinta hotel?
No.
Was the investigation occurring at the hotel, which is essentially parallel to this one?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And were there overall stills taken, including 21B at the entrance of that La Quinta?
Yes.
Was there a room just off of the entrance there in which you took photographs of the AC units that are outside of the hotel?
Yes.
And is that what's depicted here in 21C?
Yes.
What is it that we're looking at in this image?
One of the bullet strikes on the AC unit.
And your actual photographs that you took, can you tell us specifically, maybe 21M, if you're able to tell us where the bullet strike was?
Right here, there's a hole underneath the AC unit.
When you're saying right here, are you talking about the area here with the pipe, or are we looking at this area here?
Up there.
All right, so at the bottom of this photograph on essentially the second line of metal for the AC cover,
Yes, ma'am.
did you actually directly respond to room 201 to photograph that in 21D?
Yes.
As you entered the room, was that room one which occupied 2 double beds?
Yes.
In 21E, is this how the room looked when you arrived?
Yes.
Did you know where exactly the damage to the interior of the room was when you entered?
I did not. I had to canvass the room and search for it.
Tell us how you did that.
So initially I walked in, went to the AC unit because I saw it was struck from the outside AC unit. I then kind of like bent over, looked underneath the AC unit, and that's when I found another entry hole underneath the AC unit.
Did you actually have to get down to photograph or document the entry hole that was underneath the AC unit?
Yeah, I got on my hands and knees and looked under there and found it.
Was there other damage that you also documented from the same room?
Yes, on the further west bed, at the foot of the bed, there was a burnt hole mark on the top sheet. And on this burnt hole mark, there was also more bullet fragment pieces. And then below that sheet, directly on the floor, was more fragment piece on the ground of the hotel.
Starting first with what you said you were able to capture under the AC unit, could you take a full overall photo from a distance underneath the AC unit, or did the space not allow for that?
Space did not allow us to narrow.
Did you have the opportunity in States 21S to actually place your phone under the unit to photograph the damage?
Yes.
And is that what we're looking at here in 21S in the center of the photograph?
Yes.
Did you recognize that as damage consistent with the damage that you saw as an entry point on the exterior of the building?
Yes.
And as you followed that, was that in the path of travel to the damage that you had articulated you saw on the bedding?
Yes.
I'm showing you States 21P. Is this the bed that you were talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that something that you yourself, when you were just canvassing the room, noticed that there was some kind of damage to the bed in 21P?
Yes.
And once crime scene arrived and had an opportunity to photograph that, is that what's depicted in States 21H?
Yes.
Was there actually still a piece of metal on the bed itself?
Yes, there was.
And was that ultimately collected by crime scene?
Yes.
This would have been a different bullet fragment than what was provided to you in the baggie, correct?
Yes.
Did you, or was that also collected in this case?
Yeah, all the fragments were collected.
Underneath that same area at the foot of the bed, was there also another piece of a bullet fragment 21I?
Yes.
And in 21J, is this that fragment right underneath or right on that bed area of that room?
Yes.
In the same room, was there some kind of debris underneath or around the AC unit as well that was documented by photograph in 21Q?
Yes.
And were you able to tell at least the source at which that was consistent with coming from? Were you able to see where that came from?
That was the drywall that was broken from the strike.
Just based on your training and experience, was that consistent with the trajectory of the entry point that you saw outside and then the entry point that you saw inside?
Yes, ma'am.
And lastly, does 21K fairly and accurately depict the baggie as you had received it from staff at the hotel?
Yes.
And is this exactly how you provided it to crime scene tech Nunez when she arrived to collect the evidence?
Yes.
And in 21N, is this that same projectile from the baggie?
Yes, it is.
Again, those are different than the objects that were provided or that were collected from inside the interior of the room.
Yes.
I will pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez,
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Stenardi,
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Wise,
No questions.
Mr. Petrides. Can this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're free to go.
Thank you.
All right, who's your next witness?
Detective Travis Oliver.
I think most of their time is gonna be spent on when we have come in. those people, I think they got like 2 or 3 of them that's gonna be coming in. That's when I think that we gonna get a whole bunch of objections, and I want to
Do you solemnly
recross.
swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Okay, very good. You may proceed.
Please state your full name for the record.
Detective Travis Dwayne Oliver, Sr.
Detective Oliver, how are you employed?
I'm employed with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Almost 28 years.
And back in 2019, what unit were you assigned to?
I was assigned to the homicide unit.
And is that the unit you're still assigned to?
I'm with the cold case unit, which is a part of it right now. Yes.
Part of homicide, correct?
Correct.
And back in 2019, were you a homicide detective?
Yes, I was.
And back in February of 2019, did you respond to a homicide that occurred at 1646 West 45th Street in Jacksonville?
Yes, I did.
And were you the assigned homicide detective?
Yes, I was.
Was there?
For the record, we're just gonna renew all our previous motions and objections.
Okay, very good. All objections are reserved for the record, the same ruling from the court. You may proceed.
Did you respond to that location?
Yes, I did.
And can you tell us who was the victim of the homicide?
The victim was Adrian Gaynor,
And how old was he? Do you remember?
17.
I'm sorry, what was the name?
Adrian Gaynor.
Thank you.
And does Jacksonville have a gang unit?
Yes, they do.
And as part of a homicide investigation, if there are some allegations or suspicion that there may be gang activity, how does that work with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
So the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has a bunch of specialized units where you basically work in one division of the Sheriff's Office. So if we have a homicide where once the person is identified by the patrolman or whoever on scene, we have a database. If they run him through that database and establish that he's a certified gang member associated with a gang, the gang unit responds in addition to whatever specialized unit comes out.
Did you yourself, as a homicide detective, did you have special knowledge in the area of gangs, Jacksonville gangs?
No, I do not.
And so you did not have that intel or were not privy to that sort of information?
That's correct.
And they run their own investigation, is that correct?
Yes.
Do they also advise you and assist you whenever needed and provide you with information if they can?
Yes, they do.
And is this one of the cases where there was suspected gang activity?
Yes.
And you said that the victim was Adrian Gaynor and he was 17 years old, is that correct?
That's correct.
At the time, were you aware that he had a nickname?
Yes, I learned later on, probably after we arrived on scene or shortly after, that he had a nickname of Bibby.
And you were one of the first homicide detectives assigned to the case, is that correct?
That's correct.
Through the years, there had been other detectives that were assigned with it?
Yes.
And there has been a recent plea that occurred in this case, is that correct?
That's correct.
And who pled to the murder of Adrian Garner, known as Bibby?
Hakeem Robinson.
And is that something that happened recently?
Yes, within the last couple of months.
And I want to ask you about the location, 1646 West 45th Street. Where in Jacksonville is that located?
Well, if you ask someone from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, it's the northwest quadrant of the city. If you ask someone else in Jacksonville, they call it the north side of Jacksonville.
And so can you tell us how Adrian, I keep saying Gaynor, it's Gaynor, correct?
Gaynor,
Gaynor, I apologize. How was Adrian Gaynor, how was he killed?
He was shot multiple times.
And you said that plea occurred recently, is that correct?
That's correct.
And and I know that you are not familiar with gangs, but again, this was, there was suspected gang activity, is that correct?
That's correct.
And when the plea happened, you were not a part of the plea, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, Your Honor, may I have one moment?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, we pass the witness.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez.
Good afternoon, Detective Oliver. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Detective Oliver, you've never heard of Rashad Murphy, correct?
That's correct.
And in your years of working with the homicide squad, you worked in certain cases hand in hand with the gang investigators, correct?
I wouldn't say we work hand in hand.
Parallel.
Yes, if I have something that's gang related, I call gang. If I have something economically crimes related, I call economic crimes. It's just whatever specialty I need to assist us, I call them.
And when you do so, you do that because you desire, or it would be pertinent to have their involvement or have their assistance, correct?
No, their assistant doesn't do anything for me in my homicide investigation.
Okay.
They are gang detectives. They come out when a gang member or someone's associated with them is killed or involved in something. What they're doing have nothing to do with my homicide whatsoever.
And you don't know what the association is in this particular case, correct?
I don't know what they are in any of the cases. That's why we call them.
Got it. And is that term, I don't want to make it up, is it called paralleling, or do you parallel?
Well, we parallel, yes.
Nothing further, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Sonardi, any questions?
Very briefly. Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
As I understand it, you're with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, correct?
Correct.
Been there 28 years, you said?
So almost, I'm a couple months shy of 28 years. Yes.
Getting ready to retire, I presume?
September this year, I'm done.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
My understanding is the homicide of, is it Adrian Gaynor,
Yes, sir.
known as Bibby?
Yes, sir.
That was back in 2019, correct?
Correct.
And did I understand you to just say that not you, but the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office or someone in Jacksonville just arrested Joaquin Robinson for that homicide?
No, you're not understand that. We did not just arrest him. He just took a plea on it.
Oh, you took a plea on it.
I didn't take one. He did.
Okay, yeah, but someone at the state attorney's office. Was that Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Okay. And so that the record is clear, none of these gentlemen here have anything to do with the homicide of Bibby, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And you don't even know who Davion Murphy is that correct?
Never seen him in my life.
Thank you, Detective. Have a good retirement, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Wise?
Good afternoon.
All your years working in the sheriff's office, you've never heard the name Sean Gathright, correct?
Never.
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Petratus? Okay. All right, redirect?
No redirect, Judge.
May this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Thank you. You're
Thank you.
free to go. All right, who's your next witness?
Detective Richard Nieder.
Do we need to have a? Yeah. Come on up.
Okay, while they approaching, just so I can kind of give y'all a little tidbit on this. So Queso everybody kind of remembers him because he was kind of famous because his father testified against him, and we had the jailhouse snitch that testified against him. That incident happened in Florida. We did listen to part of that trial a while ago.
I need to give us a matter with the attorneys outside of your presence. So I'm going to ask you to briefly.
Okay, so they about to have the jury go out, and this was in regards to him unaliving somebody named Little Buck. Remember, his dad had came and testified because he was like, his health bad. You know, I've been gang banging all my life. I taught my son how to gang bang, but now I'm old and I got a 10-year-old now, and I want to go out and play daddy. Yeah, his daddy like 70 years old. Then taught his son how to do all of this stuff. Now he got new kids. He like, look, I messed up with you and you in jail. Ain't no reason for all of us to go in jail. I'm going home. I want to take care of your brothers and your sisters.
Yes, Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes, Judge. Continuing our conversation yesterday, Judge, so that I'm clear and I think the record's clear. In my previous motions in limine, specifically, although some of them dovetailed as it relates to Jacksonville detectives' opinions and Jacksonville detectives' testimony as to historical incidents. Motion in limine number 2,
Right.
as we've already discussed, was granted in part and denied in part. And part of the the reservation was videos. As I understand Detective Nieder's testimony today, because I believe he's going to ultimately be recalled and he's going to testify about different subjects. My first concern would be if his intention this afternoon is to talk about the history of the gangs, then certainly I think it would be the time and it would be appropriate to start talking about his qualifications and his history and his training. And I don't know if that's what the state's intent was to do that this afternoon in anticipation of what he was going to testify to, which, as I understand it, is our videos, specifically 3 videos. Who I smoke, when I see you, and do it. And as I understand the court's ruling, as it relates specifically to the 6 incidents that are considered motive and historical gang information that the court has allowed entry of that evidence, what I think the concern is that these videos and whose names are within those videos, and I'm presuming the state is going to be asking the detectives in this particular case today, Detective Nieder, about who those people are and what happened to them. And I understand, and I know, Ms. Ismer, we've had some conversations about, I'm going to try to streamline it. I'm going to try to say, hey, look, who is this? Did they die? When? If I'm correct. And I still believe that, based on what I understood the court's order to be, that that's not what you intended, nor that's what you ordered. Now, I certainly could be wrong, but my fear is that the jury then being apprised of all of these other individuals that were killed as part of his testimony discussing historical gang warfare or historical gang violence would not be in the spirit of what I understood the court's ruling to be.
Okay, and so my understanding is that, having seen these videos, that what makes them drill rap, as that term is understood, is that there is some reference that whoever is performing the rap makes certain reference to people that have died.
We don't hear her.
And so
That's not me, y'all.
the state's intending to not go any
Here we go.
further than to have Detective Nieder explain to the jury the
No, that's Theme 2's lawyer.
rap of the rapper identifying these specific people and that it's ops, so to speak, then that could be relevant. So go ahead, Ms. Ismer.
That is the exact purpose of the state's introducing the video and the inquiry of the detective. I can assure the court that the nicknames, for example, or the references to certain incidents or locations are things that only Detective Nieder or detectives could describe. And in this case, we have consolidated that to Detective Nieder to describe these 3 videos and only certain lines from those videos. So the inquiry is, of course, limited to what does that reference mean? Because surely the jury on their own would never be able to understand what's happening or the relevance of that to this case or the investigation.
Okay, and then some of, because we have the 6 prior incidents that I've already ruled would be admissible. During these videos, are there other incidents or other victims that are not part of the 6 previous incidents that I've said are admissible?
There are other victims mentioned in the music videos that we would be inquiring with the detectives about. Those persons that are mentioned are relevant. So they're relevant both to the gang history, but also to later evidence in the case. My intention was to not go into depth with the relevance of that until the gang detectives were testifying about how that would have related to the specific defendants and their gang enhancement.
And can you identify specifically what the references are per video?
I can identify what the references are. I wouldn't be able to do it off the top of my head, meaning there are so many persons listed and we're only going to ask about certain individuals, but I'd be happy to identify those.
Well, just so the record's clear, what we're talking about here?
So for example, there is reference to in Mr. Charles Jones' video, when I see you, Suge, and Suge being shot off of his bicycle. When the detectives are present and testifying about the gang enhancements in this case, they will be discussing Suge, which is Avery McKnight, an individual that is tattooed on Davion Murphy's body, an image, by name, and by alias. And so, yes, we will circle back, I guess, to those issues or those mentions from the videos, specifically as to the defendants during the gang enhancement portion. For today only, though, we will be asking who is Suge and what does it mean to say shot Suge off of his bike? And the detective would, I presume, respond, this is an individual that was killed in Jacksonville as a part of the war.
Okay.
Judge, I do have all of the people that are listed, and there's a dozen in one. There's 6 or 7 or 8. I can name them all in each video that the state intends to introduce, plus the ones that will be introduced later that have the same potential issues. But I think it exceeds what I understood the court's ruling to be by a large margin.
Right.
And what's going to happen is that there's no way that this jury can't have a takeaway much more expansive
Right.
than what I believe the court's ruling is.
So state, can't you basically have the detective convey what's going on without going into identifying each and every person that's referenced? Like, can't you have it?
I have no intent to have them identify each person by reference at all.
Okay, so then
there are in all of the videos dozens and dozens and dozens of references. And so those which would be essentially relevant to our case without discussing the defendants at this particular phase for historical gang evidence, to discuss the motive at this point without talking about enhancement evidence, because I'm trying to create a clear delineation between those two things for this trial.
Right.
I am asking them, what does that mean essentially in these videos? Or why is that item of importance for purposes of the motive evidence in the historical gang? Right? That is separate and apart, which is one motion that we've had, historical gang evidence in one category for the motive, from additional items of evidence, which are gang enhancement items that the detectives would individually testify to at a different time from today.
Sure, no, I understand that, but I'm saying that for this purpose, just to give context to the motive for this homicide, the state's alleged motive, as the detective's talking about the video, does he have to explain each and every reference, or can you curtail that just to, as an example, say, as an example, this is a drill rap, it's an ops rap, and in this video, the rapper, for example, he mentions.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. And I plan to do that. I plan to say, are these individuals, even though there's a couple named, I can loop that together by saying a part of the case, instead of having them describe died on this date. That is not my intention whatsoever.
Okay, so is there any way with the videos to identify ahead of time who you're gonna actually ask about in the video?
Yes, I have a PowerPoint with the videos and the lyrics as we had presented to the court previously. I'd be happy to discuss that with the defense if the court would allow us time to do that very quickly.
Yeah, so what's gonna be the first video you're gonna play?
Who I Smoke.
Who I Smoke, okay. And so,
Judge, I could probably tell you all those people, and she might be able to say yes, no, yes, yes, yes.
well, why don't you guys talk, okay? So I'm inclined, just so you know, I'm inclined to let the detective as an example, okay, when he's explaining what these drill rap videos mean, I'm inclined to let him testify to a couple of examples of why he believes, as a gang expert, why these names are being mentioned. Okay, but not to have a wholesale go through the whole, identify every single person and what happened to every single person, just as like a demonstrative example of the rapper and what it is, the message they're conveying. Okay, so maybe you guys can agree on a couple that Detective Nieder, because I am going to allow them a couple. Okay, just as an example.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you guys get together right now. Cannot agree, then I guess I'll pick.
Understood, Judge. And for the record, a couple's too many. So please don't mind objection.
Yes, objection noted. Okay?
Correct, Judge. That's why I was standing up there on behalf of Davion Murphy. We're going to object to it. The introduction of the drill rap videos initially, and any interpretation by anyone of what they allege they proclaim.
Sure.
So
Okay.
a
And-
continuing objection.
Yes, and same with Mr. Petridis and Mr. Wise, I assume,
Correct,
correct?
Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, very good.
I object. Y'all let me know if I'm too loud. Y'all know I can be loud.
No particular objection to the optics.
Okay, so I guess what we'll do is when they do this, I know we can't listen to the video, but I do have the lyrics up here again.
You may.
And we can probably look at the lyrics and see exactly, I can kind of tell what they want to bring in here. I see what they're talking about.
She said pick two.
Can't forget
Okay,
about
just
little
so- and
Fast.
I'm sorry, just for
Heard
the
they
record,
did it.
these are the 6 incidents
This is
that I have
crazy.
said
They
are
telling me.
relevant for the gang history. And it would be contained in the state's motion in limine. That'd be the August 18, 2018 murder of Joe Rod.
I was close. See, I should have gave you one more second and I would have been perfect.
All rise.
All rise.
Okay, very good. All right, welcome back. And we're gonna have a seat. Just so you all know, because we do not have court tomorrow, we're gonna work a little bit later, okay? Not too terribly much, but a little bit to keep making progress, all right? State car, next witness.
The state would call Detective Richard Nieder.
You're good.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this house will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. You may proceed.
Good afternoon, Detective. Would you please state your full name for the jury?
That's Detective Richard Nieder,
What agency are you employed with?
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
It'll be 10 years this fall.
Do you have any particularized unit that you work in?
I do. I'm in the gang investigations unit.
And how long have you been in the gang investigations unit?
4 years this fall.
What types of duties and responsibilities do you have as a part of that unit?
That unit every day, we monitor gangs, members in the gangs themselves. We document them and their activities. We assist other units with intelligence in the gangs. We purge them if they no longer meet state statutes. And we also do a thing we call customized notifications, where we go out to their houses and offer them resources and stuff like that to get them help in a better lifestyle.
Is the outreach specifically something that your agency has the gang units do? So a community outreach of some kind?
Yes, ma'am. We do that. We try to do it once a week. Sometimes we get busy, but we go out with pastors and other leaders of the community and make notifications at their doorsteps.
In doing that, do you also develop relationships with some of the individuals that you're trying to help or their families?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell me about what you do or what you're required to do as a member of the gang unit to be proficient in the Jacksonville gang scene.
We go through cell phones, social medias. We monitor social medias along those lines.
And is the monitoring of social media something that's just become more popular in the last few years?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it that you're looking for when you're monitoring social media?
There's a bunch of different things. You look for like the songs that are being posted, what they're posting, who they're posting with, where they're at, their clothing, maybe the vehicles that they're around. And if they're like with other gang members, are they throwing up signs? What do the signs mean? What do the lyrics mean behind the songs that they're posting?
Are you in the gang unit with other gang detectives?
Yes, ma'am, there's 12 of us.
Are you specifically assigned to investigate one gang in particular?
Yes, ma'am.
And what gang is that?
ATK.
Do you have specific knowledge based on your training and experience in Jacksonville of what ATK actually stands for?
I've never been told exactly what it stands for. It would be just what other people have said on the street.
And do you learn that information from your street interviews, watching these music videos, etc.?
Yes.
Does the review of the internet or what's been posted include posting things that are directly posted by individuals of each of these gangs?
Yes.
What are some of the training that you and or the other detectives in the unit receive to become actual gang detectives?
We go through Florida Gang Investigations Association conference. We've taken classes put on by federal agencies. We've also taken classes that are put on throughout the entire country. At those conferences, we learn what other agencies and police departments are doing that might help better our investigations.
Does the FGIA conference that you mentioned, does it specifically teach courses on Jacksonville gangs?
No, it teaches like a general aspect of what they see across the state of Florida. It's not necessarily just related to Jacksonville, but each area of the state of Florida may investigate stuff differently. So it's more of like a networking conference where you learn different things, what other people are doing.
So you mentioned cell phones. If Miami-Dade County said cell phones are being utilized to commit crimes in this way, you share that information.
Yes, ma'am, we would.
Are there courses that are taught at those conferences by experts from across the country as far as traditional and hybrid gangs?
Yes.
And during the course of taking those courses, do you attend each of the courses that are presented?
You attend the class that you would find interesting. Throughout the entire conference, there will be like 5 or 6 classes going at one time. And so you go to the ones that kind of relate to what you're doing as a gang unit or like your investigations.
So generally, if there is a course about what gangs are developing or what's happening nationwide, and there's a course about something Florida specific, do you choose to attend the Florida courses?
Generally, it just depends on what the nationwide would be offering. If it's offering something that I don't know, I would go to learn that instead of something I already know.
And is there specifically a statute in Florida that you and the other members of your unit are required to follow in documenting, undocumenting, and investigating gang cases?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that Florida statute?
874.
Does the statute provide for the legal definition for a criminal gang member in the state of Florida?
It does.
And is that the statute that you follow when you mentioned you document or purge different gang members?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you go about reviewing that statute and then comparing it to the evidence or information that you've collected?
So the statute is 3 or more people that are committing one of their primary activities is criminal or delinquent acts. They call colors, hand signs, clothing, stuff along that line that shows they're a part of the same group. We follow that, but the main key would be the criminal and delinquent acts. That be committing crimes to be a gang.
So there are requirements in order to form a gang itself.
Yes, ma'am.
And that includes the criminal association of 3 or more members.
Yes, ma'am.
And those 3 or more members are engaged in the criminal activity of some kind.
Yes, ma'am.
Or in some way.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it strictly that the goal or purpose of the gang is criminal activity?
No, it's just one of its primary activities.
But is that what's required no matter what? Whether you have hand signs, whether you have other activities that identify you as a group, no matter what, 3 or more associated persons and criminal activity.
Yes, ma'am. That's the key component is the criminal activity.
If you have one of the documented gang member criteria underneath that, so the hand signs, the admitting that you're a gang member, those types of things, are you a gang member or an associate?
You're an associate. In order to be a member, you have to meet 2 or more of the criteria that's outlined in the statute.
So if myself and Mr. Harmon and Ms. Doherty are 3 individuals and we all wear blue suits every week on Wednesdays and we have a hand sign that we throw, are we going to be eligible to meet that statute if we are not engaged in criminal activity, at least in part?
No, ma'am.
You must still also be engaged in the criminal activity.
Yes, ma'am.
When you are working gang-related cases or in your duty or capacity as a gang detective in Jacksonville, how much of your work week is actually devoted to the investigation of gang-related crimes?
The entire work week.
And in addition to the gang conferences, have you also attended something called HIDA?
Yes, ma'am. That's one of the federal agencies that we attend classes for.
Is your investigation or criminal investigation of gangs strictly related to murder investigations?
No, ma'am.
What are the other types of criminal investigations that you are looped in for?
We've done everything as from economic crimes to drugs to firearms charges.
And in your role working on your assigned group, ATK, are you also at least educating yourself on the other gangs in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a requirement to work in the gang unit?
Yes, ma'am. You would need to have knowledge, general knowledge of the other gangs.
When you are working on assignment to determine whose cases will be assigned to each member of the gang unit, how are they assigned?
If it's after hours, it's whoever's on call. You would respond to the scenes, and then you'd gather the information. And the next day, we'd have a meeting, and we would pass it off to the person that's assigned to the gang.
What is the information that you gather to identify the appropriate gang detective to assign?
More than likely, we'll go off the victim.
Meaning whoever the victim is aligned with or identified as belonging to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you had responded to the death of an ATK member, you would typically be assigned that case.
Yes, ma'am.
There are obviously some circumstances in which that could differ, I presume.
Yes.
Okay. But relatively, that's how you try to assign cases in Jacksonville.
Correct.
In working these gangs in Jacksonville, are there different types of gangs themselves that you have seen?
Yes, ma'am. We have traditional and street hybrid gangs.
What is a traditional gang?
A traditional gang is going to be like your Bloods and Crips, those style gangs that have a hierarchy. They have rules and regulations that they abide by.
When you say hierarchy, what do you mean by that?
Like there's somebody, you answer to somebody, there's like a boss, and then there's people that trickle all the way down.
That's like what we would see with, I guess, maybe Latin Kings or the Mafia. There's someone who's the head of the pyramid, really.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And there are traditional gangs in Jacksonville.
Yes, there is.
But are there the other type that you mentioned, hybrid gangs?
Street hybrid, yes, ma'am, there is.
What is a street hybrid gang?
A street hybrid gang is generally created in the neighborhood. There's no hierarchy, there's no rules, regulations. It's just a neighborhood that meets the state statute 874.
Meaning the individuals who are representing that neighborhood also meet the statutory criteria for a gang member.
Yes, they do.
Okay, so you are saying from a neighborhood, are there certain neighborhoods that are identified in Jacksonville as belonging to certain gangs or groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe for me one example of that?
The easy example would be like 1200. Their area of town is 1200 East First Street.
Is 1200 commonly referred to as Out East 1200 or 1200 Out East?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's literally geographically where a lot of the members reside?
I wouldn't, maybe not reside, but that's their hangout. That's where they're more than likely to be found. They could reside elsewhere in Duval County.
Over the course of the last several years, have you also seen a trend where individuals will belong to Out East 1200 that have never lived Out East?
Yeah, they could. You don't have to live out there to be a part of that gang.
What about 6 Block? Is that a location in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that refer to a specific neighborhood or area?
It's the area. It's the north side of Jacksonville, the area near 45th and Moncrief.
And typically near 45th and Moncrief, are you seeing 6 Block members that were essentially born and raised there?
It would be the same for them. Like you don't have to be born and raised in the area to be a part of that gang. But that's just the general spot that they used to or like to hang out.
Well, let's talk about geographic locations. If you are a member of 1200, are there certain areas that you have seen acts of violence occur in the 6 Block geographic locations or locations that only 6 Block should be?
Yes, if you it would raise concern if you found a 1200 Out East member or associate in the north side
and vice versa.
Jacksonville, yes, ma'am. That would raise concerns for us.
So certain areas that if you are a member of 6 Block, you don't go, that are other members' territories.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like you can't go, but it just raises concerns and acts of violence would likely occur.
Okay. Now, when you investigated or became involved in this investigation, were there 3 specific gangs relevant to the this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And what were those 3 gangs?
6 Block, ATK, and 1200 out east.
Are you familiar with all 3, 6 Block, ATK, and 1200 out east?
Yes, ma'am. I would say to a certain extent.
Which one are you most familiar with?
ATK.
Is that because that's the gang that you're assigned to?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you, in assisting the other gang detectives, provide information about ATK members when they have an investigation of their own about 1200 or 6 Block?
ATK and 1200 we would help out a lot, just due to our gangs associating with each other, and they have like an alliance.
When you say alliance, can you describe for us what that means?
Yeah, they make music together, they hang out together. They're often seen together, maybe like at a party or nightclubs or stuff like that. But the main thing that they would do is make music together.
So just because you are not from the same gang doesn't mean that you don't associate with other gang members.
Correct.
It's not like every gang is completely isolated to themselves.
No, you would have your associates and people that you get along with.
So ATK and 1200 are allied together.
Yes, ma'am.
Do those 2 gangs get along?
Yes.
Relatively. I mean, obviously there are sometimes outliers in anything, but those gangs you've seen music videos, for example, where they're together.
Yes, ma'am.
And were they always known, for example, 1200, always known commonly as 1200 in your entire career?
I think they have other names that they call themselves by, but the gang itself is 1200 out east. That would probably be a better question for the 1200 detective.
Let's talk about ATK then. Are there subsets or earlier names that members of ATK went by?
Yes, early on they went by Youngin Gang. They've also you'll hear them say NHG too.
What does NHG stand for?
No Hospital Gang.
And when you are looking at ATK itself, do you see members that you had previously identified as NHG photographed, making music videos with, or even claiming ATK?
Yes, ma'am.
How does that happen? So how does one group that's identifying as one thing develop into something else?
They just call themselves different names. The gang is ATK. That's the one that meets the state statute. And then generally they'll spin off of it. They don't quite meet the state statute, so they don't become a gang. They're just a group.
When you are documenting an ATK member, for example, do you document if they represent or present NHG but are photographed and making music with or are committing crimes with ATK members, that individual as an ATK gang member with some kind of subset or affiliation to NHG?
NHG is just a group, but the people who are part of NHG are documented ATK members.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. So I'm sorry if that was a confusing question. Did over the years you see a separation between 6 Block and an earlier gang, or the members of 6 Block going by something called PCE?
I have, but the extent of my knowledge on that isn't the greatest because I don't investigate them every day. So that would probably be a better question for the 6 Block detective.
And who is that gang detective?
His name is Detective Trey McCullough.
What about 1200? Any subsets of that, like 187? Would that be better asked of that gang detective?
Yes, ma'am.
And who is that?
Detective Craig Griffin.
Were each of those detectives, to your knowledge, also involved in this particular case and investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
When you had an opportunity to become involved in this investigation, did you specifically document several music videos of relevance to provide to the lead detectives?
Yes, ma'am.
And in documenting those music videos, did you document the members of the groups that were associated with those videos as gang members?
I believe that some of them are gang members or associates.
Would they have been documented by Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, for example, Young and Ace?
Yes, ma'am. He's documented ATK.
And did you provide a music video by Young and Ace named Who I Smoke?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you seen that music video?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had an opportunity to review the lyrics included in that music video?
Yes, ma'am.
Same thing with a 6 Block music video. Although you're not assigned, are you very familiar with a 6 Block video called When I See You?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that a video created by Foolio?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Foolio a documented gang member of any gang in Jacksonville?
6 Block.
And lastly, did you have an opportunity to review the lyrics of a third video called Do It?
Yes, ma'am, by Young and Ace.
Also, same Young and Ace that is an ATK member.
Yes.
And is it a part of your investigation to learn the legal names of these individuals despite these monikers of Foolio or Young and Ace?
Yes.
What is the legal name of Young and Ace?
Kenyatta Bullard.
And have you been familiar with him since you have been working in the gang unit?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity even prior to your time in the gang unit to patrol the neighborhoods in which these crimes of violence would occur?
I have.
And are you familiar with several of those incidents of violence based on your time in patrol and in your time in the gang unit?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain for the jury specifically what a drill rap is?
Drill rap is a style of music that was created in Chicago. It's often a disses towards opposing groups or acts of violence that have happened. It's real life events, more than likely. It's not saying that they committed those events, but they're profiting off of it by speaking about it.
What do you mean profiting off of it?
So whenever you post a song on any social media platform, you get paid for that. So if you get a certain amount of views, you receive money from that social media platform. So if you post a music video to YouTube and you get 1 million views, you may get a set amount of money per those views.
And in the music videos that we have at least discussed today, Who I Smoke, When I See You, and Do It, those each have dozens of millions of views.
Yes, ma'am.
All of the members, for example, we'll go with ATK since that's the gang that you're assigned to. Not all of the members of ATK are prominent rappers, are they?
Correct.
Is there a prominent rapper that is leading ATK?
Young and Ace.
And is he probably the most recognizable, specifically if we go by YouTube views?
I would say yes.
What about for 6 Block? Is that still Foolio or Charles Jones?
More than likely it is.
Are there other members of ATK that are rappers?
Yes.
To the level or extent that Young and Ace is?
Not quite that level.
But not everyone is a rapper.
No.
Do you, in reviewing these videos, have an opportunity to ascertain how other members of the gang actually make money or profit if there are only certain members that are successful rappers?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? It was
Yes, I don't know what's happening. There's some kind of high-pitched something behind me, so I apologize.
I can hear it, but I don't know what it is. Not stop. Okay.
Are you able to interpret the lyrics of those videos and ascertain how other members of ATK, for example, may be making money but are not rappers in those videos?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that based on the lyrics or the admissions that are given in those videos as well?
Yes, ma'am.
It is not just that drill videos are made by ATK, is that correct?
Correct.
You have seen and essentially interpreted music videos from 6 Block?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have seen and interpreted videos which include ATK and 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
So while those are two separate and distinct identified gangs with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, it is not unusual that you have seen both of those two allied together.
ATK and 1200, you're asking?
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
What is it that you have learned causes them to be allies to each other?
They have a common enemy.
And who is their common enemy?
6 Block.
Are ATK members and 1200 members vocal about 6 Block being their common enemy?
Yes.
And have you learned over the course of your time in the gang unit a specific member that receives that disdain from 1200 and ATK? Specific member of 6 Block, yes. Do you also have an opportunity to interview current and former gang members to get deeper understandings of the inner workings of gangs in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you also familiar with the cases or the outcomes of certain cases that occur in Jacksonville when they are gang related? Meaning if one gang member pleads guilty to the injury, homicide, crime against another gang.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you work with the other detectives as a part of your unit to track and follow and understand the war between ATK and 1200 versus 6 Block over the course of the last several years?
Yes, ma'am.
I will tender the witness, Your Honor, if necessary.
Okay, any questions at this point as to qualifications or experience?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Detective.
How are you?
Good. So you've been in the gang unit since 2022,
Yes, sir.
and during the course of your assignment in the gang unit, I think you told us that you have gone to HIDA conferences, correct?
Yes, sir.
At least a couple of them, correct?
Yes, sir. Those would be like classes, like day-long, 2-day-long classes.
Yeah, 2-day-long classes, and this is the High Intensity Drug Trafficking Association, correct?
Yes, sir.
So they're general classes. You may get a gang class, you may get a drug class, you may get a trafficking class, you may get a social media class, you may get an importation class, you may get multiple different types of things in general context, correct?
Yes, sir. They generally put the class title out, and then you sign up to attend that specific class. So I would only attend the gang-related classes for that.
And this occurs over a 3-day period, correct?
They could be up to 3 days, but generally they're 8 to 10-hour classes.
Correct, because there's lots of things going on. It's 3 days,
Yes,
but it
sir.
has a whole bunch of things going on at the same time, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in addition to those 2 conferences, you also attended the Beginners and Intermediate Florida Gang Association Conference, correct?
Yes, sir.
Additionally, I think you've indicated to us that you also have taken some social media classes or technology classes that generally talk about cell towers and mapping and social media and getting warrants, things of that nature, giving you a general understanding about how to go about doing those things.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to presume that you haven't trained anyone else or been a part of any type of panel as it relates to gangs and gang activity.
No, sir.
And I'm guessing that you haven't authored any kind of paper on that particular subject, gang intelligence or gangs in general, gang affiliation, correct?
No, sir.
And essentially, what training you have, other than what you just told us, is pretty much on the street, on the job training, discussing things from prior gang investigators, their files, looking over files yourself. I just told you a lot of things.
Yes, sir.
But in general, those types of activities is what and how you gain what experience you have.
Yes, sir. On the job training.
And to the extent of your testimony, you have testified in the past based on cases that you have handled, that you were a detective for that particular case, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you're not a detective handling this investigation and this murder, correct?
Correct.
So would it be fair to say that this is the first time that you have testified in this capacity?
No, sir. I've testified in this capacity before.
And that would be, as I understand it, at a prior sentencing?
As sentencing or just as a witness in general, though I'm not the one that's actually investigating a case.
But they would be one of your Jacksonville investigations, correct?
I think I'm getting your question confused.
Yeah. So you are here in Tampa testifying about a case that occurred in Tampa,
Yes,
right?
sir.
That you did not investigate, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you've been asked to come and testify because you know some of the parties that are involved because they come from Jacksonville, correct?
Yes, sir.
And as it relates to the testimony you are giving here, compared to the testimony you've given in Jacksonville, that would be more related to somebody gets killed or somebody is injured and there is some suspicion that there's gang activity, you would come in and you would do an investigation into that particular incident, correct?
I would work alongside, it depends on the level of the crime. If it was a homicide, I'd work alongside our homicide team. Our sheriff's office is very big, so we have different units that investigate stuff. The gang unit alone, we do investigate crimes, but this type of crime would be investigated by our homicide unit, and we would provide assistance to them.
Yeah, they would call you and say, hey, look, we think there might be some gang involvement, or you may call them and say, we think there might be some gang involvement.
Yes, sir.
And then you would kind of parallel your investigations.
Yes, sir. We'd provide more of intelligence than any type of investigative.
And then what you would do subsequent to that, when we're talking about your testimony, then you would testify about what you learned as it relates to that particular case. That is what would entail your testimony in court for that case.
I'm still not understanding that question.
So when you say you've testified in the past,
Yes, sir.
you've done so as it relates to the incident, the murder, the shooting that occurred in Jacksonville that you were brought into in order to do a parallel investigation as to what occurred.
Yes, sir.
I know you said that you've utilized 874 in documenting gang members, correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you know how many criteria there are exactly?
I believe right now there's 11, and the statute is being updated. I don't think that is hit yet. but
And we know
adding
that's
more.
going to, I'm sorry, cut you off.
It's going to be adding more criterias.
Don't know when that's going to happen just yet, correct?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I am correct about that?
I believe, yes, sir. I've learned about it, but I do not believe it's in effect.
Detective, you've never documented a gang member in Jacksonville based on the criteria of them making an admission to you, correct?
I have not.
And you have in the past used a criteria where you utilize a documented reliable informant, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it's the standard with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Department, as it is a lot of other agencies, that when you have an informant, a confidential informant, and you need that person to be deemed reliable, you open up a file, you bring somebody in, you have a process that you go through with the agency in order to get that confidential informant documented, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you would include paperwork, and you would have a file. Sometimes other detectives might share that informant, depending on what their needs might be, correct?
Yes, sir.
And have you utilized in your documentation in Jacksonville gang members informants that are done and utilized and formulated that way? That's not what you do, is it?
The informant that I used was documented. We do have informants that they're called sources that are not documented, but they're not. I utilize the documented informant.
So you're saying you do both?
Correct.
And in the day-to-day activities or the day-to-day investigation, strike that. Judge, nothing more at this time.
Okay, Mr. Snurdy, any questions only as to Detective Nader's training and experience at this time?
Yes, Your Honor,
Okay,
very quickly. Good afternoon, Detective.
How are you?
Fine, sir. Detective, we took your deposition back in September of 25 in relation to these cases here. You recall that?
Yes, sir.
And since that time until today's date, have you ever been qualified by any court for a trial or hearing as a gang expert?
Objection, Your Honor, improper argument.
Sustain the objection.
No further question.
Okay, Mr. Wise? Mr. Freitas? Treatise.
Good afternoon, Detective.
How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
Just briefly, you say that your training, from my understanding, it's all from law enforcement sources? Law enforcement agencies? across the
Yes,
country?
sir. Sorry.
Sorry, bad question. And a lot of times you go to the same training conference every year and they just update little by little?
Yes, sir. They update, and then the beginning and intermediate are different levels of classes you can take.
And you learn most of how to document through on-the-job training?
The document is just straight from the statute, and then reading it and interpreting it, and then the evidence that corroborates the statute.
None of the national gang conferences teach you about the Florida gang stuff, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
They just teach you the general stuff in the national gangs.
Yes, sir.
When you're talking to gang members, you're generally talking to them when they've been arrested?
It just depends. I've talked to them when they've been arrested. I've talked to them just in public if we see them, or we're out doing proactive police work and they're on a traffic stop and they get let free that night. Any chance I get, I talk to them.
Would you say it's fair that for the most part, they're not giving you specific details or a lot of information?
Yeah, it just depends what kind of situation they got themselves into.
But generally, they're not telling the full truth of everything that's going on to law enforcement.
Not at the beginning.
And you're getting a lot of stuff, you said, from social media?
Yes, sir. Social media and like phone downloads.
And this requires the understanding of some coded words and some language that they're using.
They'll talk. They might like change up a couple words, but they don't really talk in like very like code like you would think.
And you get those from just watching more and more videos, correct?
What like
the
videos?
The coded words that they do use, you understand those by just watching more and more videos. That's basically how you.
Yeah,
do it.
you kind of just like I generally just figure out what they're talking about and then kind of piece it together of what they're trying to say.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, you may proceed.
Detective, if there is a question either interagency or nationwide, really a question about ATK, are you the focus of, or the sole person at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office that those inquiries are directed to?
Yes, ma'am.
You spoke a little bit about having reviewed music videos, specifically related to this case. At this time, the state would seek to admit the self-authenticating business record, State's Exhibit 111 for the YouTube videos, Your Honor.
Okay, is that just the certification?
Yes, it's the
not the actual-
certification and the return, essentially. It has the data and the dates for the YouTube videos.
Okay, any objection? As
Previous
just-
objection, Your Honor.
Okay, okay. Okay, same ruling from the court, it's admitted.
Sir, this particular case, speaking first about the 3 YouTube videos that were identified, were they documented as being in chronological order from Who I Smoke being first?
Yes.
And Your Honor, at this time, the state would seek to admit and publish States 112A and B, 113A and B, and 130A and B.
Okay, and you all renew all previously made objections, correct?
Yes, sir.
Vince?
Okay, here we go. It look like we going with Who I Smoke
Previous
first.
Objections being renewed, same ruling from the court, they'll be admitted.
Let's see here.
Can you see the screen before you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you State's Exhibit 112. Do you recognize this still image?
Yes, ma'am. That's the opening credits of the.
Okay, so I got I don't know what, let me see.
Videos from out of ATK and 1200, a joint venture between the two.
Yes.
Are you able to identify the rappers that are featured in this music video?
Yes.
And who are those rappers?
The dude on the bottom left holding the golf club is
The dude.
That's going to be Wappa with the chopper. His name's Reginald Williams. The guy to the right of him sitting down behind the steering wheel is Spinabins. His government name's Noah Williams. Guy standing up with the cigar is Malquise Worthen. And the guy in the back in the neon yellow shirt is Young and Ace, whose government name is Kenyatta Bullard.
In the credits page or this title page here, on top of the Who I Smoke title are the individuals who actually rap in this music video, also named.
Yes.
And are three of the individuals that you've just named, Spinabins, Wappa with the Choppa, and Young and Ace rapping in this video.
Yes.
Are Spinabins and Wappa with the Choppa affiliated to a gang?
They're 1,200.
And is Young and Ace the individual that we previously spoke about, Mr. Bullard, the most prominent person in ATK?
Yes.
The publication from the records on this case indicates March 28th of 2021. Do you recall having viewed this video when it first came out?
Yes.
And did you have an opportunity to see these opening credit images that are depicted on the screen before you?
Yes.
Is this symbol in the top left, ATK, the symbol that you frequently see as a part of your investigations, which represents or is the moniker for this ATK group?
Yes.
What about the moniker to the right there, A Team Records?
That would be affiliated to 1,200.
And what about on the bottom, Cuckoo Gang?
Also affiliated to 1,200.
At this point in your career, meaning when you're testifying here today, is it unusual at all for you to see a music video containing ATK and 1,200 representatives?
No, it's not unique.
During the course of the videos, are there graphics that are often placed across the screen, specifically in this Who I Smoke video?
Yes.
And over the course of your reviewing these music videos, are there significance in the names that are utilized by the rappers in these videos?
Yes.
When you discuss drill rap videos, you talked to us about the content of those videos. What is typically the content or the purpose of a drill rap video?
To be disrespectful, it would be like a spin-off of ATK.
And is that in HG, like what we were discussing earlier in your testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
More specifically, in this song, there is a line referring to Houston. Is that the actual city or an individual?
That's the city.
What is it that you know about Houston that was relevant in your review of this particular video?
So he says he was lurking on his page, which means he was watching his page, his social media page. He called him lacking in Houston, let off shots. He got shot and went live. They're speaking about the attempted murder on Charles Jones that happened in Houston. He went live from a hospital bed, basically trolling them, saying they didn't get the job done.
Okay, so there was an attempted murder on Mr. Jones. Was he injured?
I believe he was.
And he went to the hospital and then went live. Is that like on social media?
On his Instagram.
And that's a video of some kind on Instagram.
Yes.
Did you also have an opportunity to observe specific hand signs that were utilized in the video by Wappa with the Choppa and Spinabins depicted on the images in front of you?
Yes.
Is this a common hand sign that you see depicted by members of a specific Jacksonville gang?
I believe that is 1200's hand sign, but like referred to earlier, Detective Griffin would probably be the know-all for that criminal gang and their hand signs and what they do.
So in your review of a music video like this, you would document what we're seeing on the screen and then speak to specifically Detective Griffin to confirm the meaning behind the hand sign.
Yes, ma'am. I would show him the picture, send him a picture, and confirm that is them doing the hand sign. That would be part of the criteria to document them as gang members.
I want to ask you specifically about two homicides which occurred in 2018 and 2019. Are you familiar with the homicide of Joe Rod Adams, aka Spaz, and Adrian Gaynor, aka Bibby?
Yes, ma'am.
To what group is Spaz or Joe Rod Adams affiliated or was affiliated?
Out East 1200.
And was Mr. Adams ultimately killed?
It was.
What was the circumstance of that homicide?
It was at Raines High School football game. He was shot and killed at the game. Robert Howard, who goes by Kenny Caps, who is a 6 Block member, was charged with and arrested for manslaughter and was sentenced to 5 years in that case.
So Kenny Capps or Robert Howard, the individual who was also present on the night of Charles Jones's homicide.
Right there. Did y'all just hear that? This young boy was unalive at a high school game. According to what he's just testifying to, Kenny Capps, which is Robert Howard, guys, is accused. It took I guess he went and spent 5 years in jail for manslaughter for this crime. So we just getting 5 years for redrumming now? Is that what we doing? 5 years for redrumming? I need to look up his paperwork. How does that work? I mean, didn't know. I would be mad too. It would seem like justice didn't serve itself. But see, this is what I'm saying. It depends on where things happen at, depending on what you get. Oh, you saying he talked for sure, Martina? You think he talked? We need to find out some things. And, you know, when he came here and testified at Alicia Andrews' trial, just so y'all know, like, he was in jail at that point in time. Because I remember I had to look up. I looked up and I was trying to figure out who they was transporting from the jail cell, and it was him. Got you. So you say Kenny Capps, which is AKA our boy, the guy that Robert Howard, took the charge, but people say it was really Bibby. So that's why they came back and they unalived Bibby. You know, and it's so funny because I hear a lot of stuff in regards to that relationship between Foolio and Bibby. I almost think I want to say I heard an interview, and don't get me wrong, because I listen to a lot of these gang thing and stuff, because, you know, like I said, I was really like into the Chirac rag stuff, they drill rap thing. But what I would like to say is that I almost want to say that I heard like Lil Bibby Daddy, like they didn't, like him and Foolio wasn't that tight. At least that's what I heard. At least I think I heard that from his dad, because his dad does an interview somewhere, y'all. I don't know. I'll see if I can find the interview, but it was like he didn't know anything about a Foolio. So I don't know. Maybe they just knew each other on the street and dad didn't know about it. But okay, let's go back in here. Okay, we learning some stuff here. Okay, we gonna have it. We need a diagram. We need something to teach us what's going on. I hope they giving the jurors like pictures of this stuff, like this person belongs to this person belongs here, like a big chart. We need a real big chart to show who is who, like a family tree, right? They banging. We should have some family trees so we can understand what's going on. It's time for me to take up a harp. What's a harp? A harp. You want me to do that? I don't know what that is. I don't know which one you talking about. Are you talking about like the one you play? Are you meaning in that sense? Because I don't know. Okay, here we go, guys. Wow, they such a mess.
Yes, he was.
Was arrested and convicted of that homicide
Yes.
of Joe Rod Adams.
Yes.
Had that sentence been concluded and he ultimately been released at the time of Charles Jones's murder in June of 2024?
Yes.
Was there an individual present for during the homicide of Spaz or Joe Rod Adams named Adrian Gaynor, a person present with or aligned with Robert Howard?
Yes.
What group is Adrian Gaynor or was Adrian Gaynor a part of?
6 Block.
Mr. Howard, in the homicide of Joe Rod Adams, he was arrested approximately how long after the homicide occurred?
I'm not exactly sure of how long it took to arrest him. I don't think it was very long, but I don't know the exact time.
Okay. But ultimately afterward, was there also a homicide of Mr. Gaynor?
Yes.
At the time Mr. Gaynor was killed, Mr. Howard would have already been in custody though, correct?
Correct.
And we're talking about specific instances or acts, but these are not the only investigations or only cases that you investigated as a member of the gang unit between the dates that we're talking about in these offenses, correct?
Correct.
Did you also have an opportunity to view or review a video called When I See You that was posted on April 23rd of 2021? So about a month after Young and Ace's video, Who I Smoke.
Yes, I have.
And is that what we're seeing a title page shot of here in States Exhibit 113?
Yes, we are.
Are you able to identify the individual depicted on the cover of this page?
In the all black with the black shoes and red bottom. I think it's his underwear. That's Charles Jones.
And you've become familiar with him over the course of your work in Jacksonville.
Yes.
In reviewing that video, were you able to observe hand symbols that were used by Charles Jones as well?
Yes.
Is it common in these music videos for the rappers to diss the other gangs by using the other gangs' hand signs?
Yes. Whenever they use another group's hand sign, they'll face it down. That's where the disrespect comes in, is when you put it down.
And When I See You specifically, did Mr. Jones also utilize his right hand to make another depiction towards the upside down 1200 sign?
Yeah, he's making like a finger gun, like he's shooting 1200.
Is this common or uncommon to see in these drill rap videos?
It's pretty common.
And is this understood to be a diss just based on your training and experience?
Yes.
Lastly, during the course of the When I See You video, did you document Mr. Jones making reference to a Suge and an incident on a bike?
Yes, in this music video, yes.
Had you had an opportunity to review the entirety of the lyrics for this music video?
Yes.
And at the conclusion of the music video, does someone depicted in that video also pour what appears to be alcohol on top of the poster that was utilized as a demonstrative in the video?
Yes.
Publishing States 113.
Okay. Okay, so this was uploaded to YouTube on 4/23/21.
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office investigated.
Yes.
And is that the preliminary or the primary focus of this video that was posted by Charles Jones?
Yes.
Is that what Mr. Jones is referencing in this poster here that's observed on the screen?
Yes, that's the three victims, the three deceased victims of that case.
The town center shooting.
Yes.
Were you able to ultimately identify those three victims?
Yes.
And is that by nickname Quan, 23, and 4?
Yes.
Was there also another individual present with those three when that shooting occurred?
Young and Ace.
Is Young and Ace the only individual who survived that shooting?
Yes.
When we're watching these music videos and we hear common terms that are used, like smoking on another person, does it mean the same thing even though it's included in a music video posted by the opposite side?
Yes.
So smoking on someone would mean the same thing essentially in a 6-block video as it would typically in an ATK video.
Yes.
Okay. You still would look towards the context to ensure whatever the meaning was.
Correct.
When the town center shooting actually occurred, the references that are made by Mr. Jones in this video, gone out to eat on his birthday, those specifics, are those accurate as to the investigation for the town center shooting?
Yes.
And then were there several references to an individual named Suge in this When I See You video?
Yes.
And are you able to identify Suge by legal name?
Avery McKnight.
Is Avery McKnight another individual that was killed in this back and forth?
Yes.
And what gang was he affiliated to or associated with?
1200.
Have you seen depictions or images of Avery McKnight before?
Such as?
Like a tattoo of Avery or Suge or something like that?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And there was some significance to Suge and his bike being taken. Is that relevant to some kind of investigation in the death of Suge?
Yes.
We talked already about Town Center, but in speaking about one of the victims of that case, 23, is that a nickname for one of the victims?
It is
And do you recall the legal name of that individual?
Royale Smith.
During the course of your work with ATK and investigating gang members, has 23, the actual number itself, become a documented reflection of gang criteria?
Yes, ma'am, it has. It's even said in interviews that it is.
Representative of a dead gang member?
Yes,
And utilized to depict or represent ATK?
correct.
After these videos are posted, do you continue investigating an uptick of offenses back and forth between 1200 and ATK and members of 6 Block?
Yes,
Specifically, as it relates to August 16th and 17th of 2023, was there a shooting offense that occurred in Jacksonville, which involved a victim by the name of Jaquan Pickens?
yes, ma'am.
And did Mr. Pickens go by the name Jake Jitt?
Yes.
Can you tell me about the circumstances of that murder?
It was early in the afternoon on I-95. Interstate runs through Jacksonville. Mr. Pickens was northbound, coming over one of the rivers. A car pulled up beside him, unknown make, model, and color. Shots came from the car, struck Mr. Pickens. Mr. Pickens crashed into a broke down semi, and that's where he was found deceased. His cause of death was gunfire.
And you responded to that offense location at the time of the homicide, or shortly thereafter, excuse me.
Yes, we would respond once the scene was secured.
And you specifically were also able to confirm the identity of the victim as Jaquan Pickens.
Yes.
When the next day then arrives, is a 1200 member shot.
Yeah, Jacoby Bills, who goes by Lacoby.
Did Lacoby survive that shooting?
He did.
And where did that shooting occur?
It occurred at a park I think it was a Pop Warner or some sort of youth football league practice.
But he survived that shooting itself.
Yes, he did.
When you say you document or monitor social media, do you do so after these offenses have occurred?
Yes.
And is it common, at least now, really in 2020 and beyond, I guess, to see the rival gangs take responsibility for offenses that have occurred?
Yeah, they will take responsibility, and they will also like troll. They might not say like they did it, but they'll like make fun of his death, call him names. They'll post like a song or something like that that insinuates violence.
Okay, so you said troll. So you don't log into Facebook and say, I killed John Smith today at noon.
No.
You post other images or phrases or something along those lines.
Yeah, just I don't know. I remember briefly about Jaquan Pickens. They were posting like chicken nuggets, like making fun of him, calling him chicken nugget.
Ultimately, a few months after, are there 2 offenses related to each other and involving ATK and 6 Block members?
Yes.
On October 6th of 2023, was there a homicide of an individual by the name of Antonio Tilley?
Yes.
Did you also respond to that scene?
I did.
And were you able to confirm the identity of the individual who died at that scene?
Yes.
What are the circumstances of that homicide?
Antonio Tilley was messaging a female on social media. They agreed to meet up. As Antonio Tilley pulls into the residence where they were alleged to meet up, he was ambushed by 2 individuals where he was shot, and the Uber driver was shot and killed.
So Mr. Tilley did not survive that shooting?
He did not.
And the shooting occurs in the late night hours of October 6th, is that right?
Yes.
Were there posts on social media from members of 6 Block that you observed taking essentially, quote, credit for that offense?
Yeah, they did the same as credit, trolling, making fun of his death.
And when you were on the scene of Mr. Tilley's homicide or investigating that, did you receive a call to respond to an attempted murder of an individual by the name of Charles Jones?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to respond to that scene and ultimately a hospital?
Yes.
And was Mr. Jones the surviving individual from that shooting?
He was.
What were the circumstances of that shooting several hours after Antonio Tilley was killed?
It was early in the morning. A car backs in on an abandoned residence near Mr. Jones, where he was at that night or that morning. As Mr. Jones backs his black Charger out of the driveway, he starts driving down the road. Two individuals get out of this vehicle back into the abandoned driveway and open fire on Mr. Jones's Charger. Mr. Jones fled down the road a little bit and then exited his vehicle and ran to a neighboring residence for help.
And you responded to the offense location?
I did.
And then another detective with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office would have collected the evidence from that offense itself?
Yes, ma'am. Anytime, any violent crime or anything like that, our evidence technicians collect all the evidence.
And ultimately, does Antonio Tilley on the left side of our screen here become also a predominant figurehead or reference in ATK, just like 23?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's quite as big as 23 and reference like paying the respects, but he did become a name to a group of them.
Ultimately, on the date of the homicide, the murder of Charles Jones here in Tampa, Florida, was there a video released by Young and Ace?
I'm sorry, I missed the very beginning of that.
On June 23rd of 2024, was there a video released by Young and Ace called Do It?
Yes, ma'am.
And in reviewing the content of that video, I guess in the time that it had been uploaded to YouTube, was it apparent that it had been recorded on a date in advance of June 23rd of 2024?
Yeah, that's what I would, based on the scene of the music video with it being nighttime and stuff like that. I don't see where he would have had time to record it at night and release it the same day.
Did you have an opportunity to look at the lyrics of the music video called Do It, posted by Young and Ace?
I did.
And was there anything as it relates to your investigation of ATK which led you to believe that before June 23rd of 2024, there was an ending of the war between 1200 and ATK versus 6 Block?
Yeah,
Was it still ongoing at that time?
Yeah, I would say like the ending of the war would be probably the death of Charles Jones.
Publishing states 130. Is this a still from the music video Do It, posted by Young and Ace on June 23rd of 2024?
It is.
And to your knowledge and based on your involvement in this case, was Charles Jones killed around 4:40 a.m. on June 23rd of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this Mr. Kenyatta Bullard sitting on the ground here in this slide?
Yes.
Publishing video for 130A. In Melvin Park.
Yeah, they went. So Melvin Park is on the our city's west side of Jacksonville. It's often where ATK claims their territory. Young and Ace was originally from Clay County, which is like a neighboring county to ours, but Melvin Park was the general area they hung out. Charles Jones went there and took a picture with the park sign. They wrote on it, and they did a music video inside of Melvin Park.
And lastly, did you have an opportunity to look towards the content of the lyrics in the Do It video?
Yes.
As we previously discussed, although the prominent rappers that actually make money on YouTube, for example, may have funding from views, do they also discuss the use of money to pay other members?
Yeah.
Can you describe for us what little do-its are?
It'd be like a crash dummy, like somebody like you just give them some money and they'll do whatever you want them to do.
Okay, is crash dummy a term that you have heard used in your training and experience in law enforcement?
Yes, sorry. Yes, ma'am. It's often terms that the neighborhoods use for like a younger individual who's trying to make a name for themselves, and they tend to just do crazy or crazy acts to try to make the name.
And is that what you understood in this music video in the last sentence that we just read? I don't even call him by his name. I call them in little do-its.
Yes.
Now, when you're talking about reading the lyrics in context, does the next line depict for you the context about location of the opposing targets?
Yes.
And how's that?
He said they called my phone. They say they got the low. I told him to do it. Low means like location, like when you say you have the low or the drop on somebody, you know where they're at.
And I told them do it, and reading the rest of the contents in context, all this money, make an inward do it. Is that saying or providing anything for you in the context of this song?
Yeah, he's saying that all of the money he's got will make him do it. So he names the price that makes him do it.
I will tender the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Gonzalez? Do you need to keep any of these up, or are you going to utilize any of the exhibits?
Yeah, Judge, you can take them down.
Okay.
I'm going to unplug it. Does anyone need any of the exhibits? I'm going to unplug it so it's not on the monitor.
No. Detective, you have testified about translating the lyrics of a rap video, talked about it, testified to it, specifically today with regard to these three videos, When I See You, Who I Smoke, and Do It. In fact, these translations are a product of your own opinion as to what is being said, correct?
Yes, sir.
And by listening to it, you utilize what you believe are other investigations or other information you have received by talking to someone on the street or reading a social media post in order to formulate that opinion, correct?
Along with my training and experience and the experience of the other detectives in the unit. Yes, sir.
Well, the training is not going to assist you interpreting lyrics, correct? That's going to be based simply on what you've gathered on a day-to-day basis and what your eyes and your mind says you see and hear.
I mean, during the training, we network with other detectives who have also dissected lyrics, and if we don't know what the meaning is, they might throughout Florida.
Well, you're not telling me that you're relying on other detectives to interpret a lyric in your city, in your county, in a particular case, because we're not talking about coded language here. That's not what's happening. This is not coded language. This is an interpretation of a word, a series of words, or a sentence.
Objection, Your Honor. Compound.
Okay. Just go ahead, finish your question.
You're not discussing or telling me that you're utilizing other detectives to assist you in interpreting these lyrics, are you?
I interpreted it myself, but if I don't know the meaning of one of the words that they use, I will ask for help. Yes, sir.
And you're talking about detectives from other jurisdictions. We're not talking about something that would be termed coded language. That's not what we're utilizing here, is it?
I wouldn't say it's coded language.
Okay. So you're asking someone else to interpret for you what you think something means.
No, sir.
So you think something means what you interpret it to be. If you're not sure about some part of it, you would ask another detective, potentially from another jurisdiction, to assist you.
I would ask them like the meaning of a word, not what the whole section, not the whole lyrics mean.
Okay. And when you do this, you utilize posts that you've seen on social media, correct?
Yes, sir.
You use Instagram,
Yes,
whoever
sir.
might be talking on Instagram anywhere about anything, correct?
Yes, sir.
Reddit, which is another social media platform where people talk about what's going on out on the street, right?
Yes, sir.
And you talk to people on the street
Yes,
who
sir.
tell you what they think it means too, correct?
Yes, sir.
And these posts can come from anybody. You don't know who they're coming from, correct? The majority of the time.
Like, well, I'm sorry, what posts?
Well, when you're utilizing social media posts, it could be posts that are being made by lots of different people that may not even have a direct association with what's happening.
That's correct.
And then when you talk to people on the street, most of the time they're unnamed. You don't put them in a report, right?
I do not.
And you don't know what validity their information has for you. You're just going to take what they say, digest it, and decide whether or not you're going to utilize it in your interpretation, that information.
I would take what they say, and I would discover facts or evidence that goes with what they say before I use it.
And part of doing that would be to talk to other people to see whether they say what he says.
Correct.
And that would be a large part of your day-to-day intelligence that you gather.
That's some of the intelligence we gather.
And when you talk about these drill rap videos, in most cases, the majority, if not all of the songs, are disrespecting another person or another group, correct?
Yes, sir.
And all gangs, all rappers, because every rapper is not in the gang, correct?
That's correct.
And drill rap has to do with, at the highest level, disrespect for other people, correct?
Yes, sir.
That would be disrespect for someone who's died, putting it out there for everybody to see, correct?
Yes, sir.
In order to get clicks, in order to make money, in order to get notoriety, all of those things, you would agree with me?
I would agree that comes with drill rap. Yes, sir.
And essentially, they may even display happiness over what occurred, correct?
Yes, sir.
Pleasure over somebody dying in a group they don't like, correct?
Yes, sir.
And also allowing the rest of the world to know what happened, right?
Yes, sir.
And when we say the rest of the world, we're talking about millions and millions of views everywhere.
Yeah,
correct?
Lots of views.
The more you talk, the more angry you are, the more violent your lyrics, the more pointed they are with disrespect, the more notoriety you get, don't you?
Yeah.
And the more notoriety you get, the more money you make, correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, it's led people like Foolio, Charles Jones, Young and Ace to actually get record deals with legitimate record companies that distribute worldwide, correct?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay. Do you know whether or not Young and Ace was signed by Geffen Records?
He says he is, but I can't confirm or deny.
Okay. This disrespect that's shown in these rap videos, they talk about incidents in general, but they oftentimes talk about either groups or individuals. It could be both.
Yes, sir.
This also expands that particular rapper or performer's base of either customers or followers when they do these shocking things, correct?
As such as music videos and
Yes.
drill rap. Yes, sir.
And more often than not, when you're doing drill rap videos or you're doing these videos in general, you're doing it because somebody else is rapping about you.
Generally, yes, sir.
And so it's back and forth kind of thing.
Yes, sir.
And it's generating a lot of buzz and it's generating a lot of money for a lot of people. Correct?
Yes, sir. I would say so.
And would you agree with me that because a rapper, a drill rapper, any rapper, people that are in drill rap videos, people that post these things, if it's not a rap video, let's say it's just a post, they are not A, admitting to a murder, correct?
Correct.
B, they're not saying things most often that are not already everywhere over the streets, correct?
Sometimes it's bounce. It's more likely that the lyrics that they rap is knowledge, like news knowledge, I would say. Maybe they've said in like their news briefing, but there is sometimes where they rap about things that it was not released to the news.
They don't always happen, 30 minutes after.
Yes,
And
sir.
even if it's 30 minutes after, would you agree with me that in the age of social media, in the age of all of these social media platforms, incidents that occur in areas and neighborhoods that know and keep their eyes open spread it immediately like wildfire?
Yes, sir.
And so the majority of the time, what you're getting when you have these drill rap videos are things that are already very common knowledge.
Yeah, majority of the time.
So discussing these things, disrespecting these people does not necessarily mean that you were involved in any crime at all, correct?
I would agree with you.
Because we would probably think that when you were in the midst of doing investigations of the actual incidents that took place, having evidence that is provable against someone would in fact lead to that person's arrest, correct?
Yes, sir.
And even if you took what is being said as truth, as you have when you interpret these lyrics, you would think it would springboard you to get to a point in an investigation where an arrest is made, correct?
Not necessarily. I think the music is more along the lines of, like you said, the views and the money, but it also represents the group and the gang itself. It's just like it's a way of disrespect. That's how these guys use it to be disrespectful.
Well, then being disrespectful is not a crime, correct?
Yes, sir. You're right.
And in fact, in opposite of being not a crime, it's also very financially lucrative.
Yes, sir.
And I guess what I was trying to get at is that you are doing day-to-day investigations in order to solve crimes. That's what this is all about, correct?
Yes, sir.
And if you're interpreting these lyrics, you are doing it purposefully in order to solve crimes, correct?
Yes, sir, to an extent.
And if any of this is true in these lyrics, in these rap videos, then you would have hoped that it would lead you to something else that might provide enough evidence to arrest someone, correct?
Yeah, but I'm not trying to understand your question of like the lyrics are true. I heard you said something along if the lyrics are true, it would lead to arrest. The lyrics are true. Those are real life events that have occurred. Just because a lyric doesn't allow us probable cause to arrest somebody.
Understood. And very rarely would it ever in anybody's world. And I didn't want to mislead, you in saying that. But in this tool of investigation that you guys spend so much time doing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That would normally, you would hope, springboard to something that would allow a case to be solved or additional evidence to be uncovered or generated, correct? That's the goal.
Oh, yes, sir. It would hopefully allow us to generate an arrest or prevent the next violent crime by knowing where maybe the next incident will happen by the act of violence is.
And when you say that a rapper post or in a video took credit, I thought I remember hearing you say that when you were testifying on direct. What you're really meaning, and you use this word too, they're trolling the other side, correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's you're using that synonymous with taking credit. They're trolling.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and we don't want to mislead anybody to suggest that when you're taking credit, you're telling us that they're taking credit for a murder.
Yeah, that would, I would see where you're at. It would be more of like that your group, like you're representing the group in the gang. You speak about it because there's a known feud and a known war going on. So you speak about it to gain the views and to gain the likes and to gain the profits off of it. It wouldn't necessarily be like you're the guy who pulled the trigger.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the incidents that you have discussed. You talked about the town center murder. That occurred in 2018, correct?
Yes, sir.
That was going to be probably 5 years or so before Mr. Jones's death, correct? June of 18 versus his death being June of 24, correct? I'm terrible at math.
Yeah.
Six.
That's
6 years.
More than 5.
That murder is unsolved to this day, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the Joe Rod Adams Spaz murder, August 24th, 2018, again, about 6 years from Mr. Jones's murder. Were you aware that investigation indicated that Mr. Howard, who did that shooting, shot Spaz Adams over a girl, a problem with a girl?
I'm not aware of the investigation, the details behind it. I'm just aware of that Robert Howard was sentenced to 5 years for manslaughter for that charge.
Correct. Robert Howard admitted that he shot Spaz Adams. The question is why, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure the motive behind it.
Did you ever have any conversation with Detective Dishman, who did that investigation?
No, sir.
Okay, so you are utilizing that as what you think is a critical juncture in this alleged gang war, correct? Usually utilizing this particular incident.
Yes.
Okay, but in fact, you could be wrong about this incident actually having gang undertones as opposed to an argument between two people over a third person.
Yeah, but it's about the underlying factors of it. The one was 1200 and one was 6 block, and the war goes way before that date and time.
Was Bibby Gaynor a documented member?
I'm not sure if he was a member or an associate. That would probably be a better question for Detective McCullough, but he was associated to 6 block.
And that was because he was very close with Julio Foolio, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in order to know whether or not he was a documented gang member, we would need to ask Detective McCullough?
Yes, sir. He's the 6 block detective. I don't keep up with the members and the associate statuses of those guys.
Even on this particular one that you know is so vitally important to this timeline?
Yep. How much longer do you anticipate on cross?
Judge, a while.
Okay, you all step on out.
All rise.
I'm trying to. Okay.
Okay, so what does a while mean?
Oh, wow.
Because let me just tell you this. You can take whatever time you need as far as cross goes, but we're not going to replow all of this territory again when it comes time for the gang enhancement portion of this. So my understanding is Detective Nieder's going to come back for that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that we're not going to do it twice. So if you're telling me you need a lot more time, great. I'll give you whatever time you need, but we're not doing this 2 times in a row. So
Well,
you're
Judge,
telling me how much time do you think you're going to need?
First, let me just say, Judge, I may not rehash this entire thing with Detective Nieder if he's going to be testifying to something completely different when he comes back. But all of these 6 incidents that the state's chosen to, bring to the jury's attention through Detective Nieder's testimony, we're now going to get testimony from those particular gang detectives that are not going to be Detective Nieder.
I know, I'm talking Detective Nieder is what I'm talking about. So at some point, depending upon what it is, when he comes back, when he testifies to, I'm going to start sustaining asked and answered, just so you know. Okay?
Understood.
We're not going to do this 2 times in a row. Okay, so at this point, it's already 6 o'clock, and it looks like Mr. Gonzalez is not anywhere close. And then we have 3 more lawyers that have to do cross. So we're just going to have to wrap it up for today and bring Detective Nieder back on Monday.
Yes, Your Honor. May we request permission to at least have our staff communicate with Detective Nieder about plans for travel and
Yeah, of course.
coming back, given that he's going to be leaving the stand?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay. Very good. All right, let's bring our jury back in.
I know that's exactly what you can do. You can bring the jury back in. Ask me how long it's gonna take. That's her problem. She is such in a rush about everything. That's how she was in Alicia Andrews' case. You know, the jury, you guys will have the case by Thursday at 2:45 p.m. I guarantee that. No, you're not allowed to do that, ma'am. That became a whole problem. Because it was like she had already had it in her mind, and a judge is not supposed to be deciding no case, and that's exactly what she did. Just so y'all know. And she be just sounding so stank sometimes. Like, girl, bye. Sit your ass there. You off tomorrow? I think she off tomorrow. I know the jury's off tomorrow. I don't know if she off, but yeah. Sit back. Have several seats, ma'am. Let this man work for his client. He got to do all he can do. So just, yeah. Welcome in, old school girl. Old school girl and Peggy. Welcome. Shout out to any of the new subs, new members. Y'all know how we do it. I appreciate you guys for coming over here. Look, I had all my popcorn and stuff. Look. That's my popcorn I was eating on. I was like, shoot, this is tea. I wouldn't dare smack in your ears. But even though I don't smack when I eat, but popcorn naturally has crunch. Yeah, so check that out. I was like, oh, I'm trying to understand all this stuff now. Let me see. I need to get us a chart. I'm gonna see if I can start working on us a chart. You think she better this time around? I don't know. Time. We only on day 2. I don't know her facial expressions and the way she say stuff like, what is a wow? Then she sent the jury out. See, the jury heard her say, what is a wow? Like, it sounds stank. I just want to let you know, Judge, it does sound stank when you do certain stuff like that. You got to get your attitude together and you got to come off a little better, a little nicer. Because the jury heard that and it sounds stank. I think she rolling her eyes at me. Do y'all think she can see me? You say she better, but not all the way there. CCGTV, we just got started. I don't know. We just got started. And she already telling him, look, you can try asking the same questions if you want to. I'm going to sustain that crap. She letting them know off the rip. This is how this is gonna be done. You're not about to re-ask these entire questions all over again when this detective comes back for the gang enhancement. So you better make sure you got this together. Hey, Miss Legally. Yeah, her facial expressions be all the way effed up. I all the way effed up. It's written all over your face. That's the Rude Boys. You don't have to say your word. Yeah, it be written all over her face. My girl, bye. You smile, you smile. Let me see. I can't sing, so don't nobody ever think about that. I can sing because I can't sing. I be wanting to sing, but I can't sing. I always play the music loud, real loud. So when I'm singing, I feel like I am singing, like I can sing. Okay, Martina, have a good one. I'll see you in the AM. It'll be some premieres. I'm gonna set you a Marilda up. Or maybe not. We don't have no court. I know. I can't finish it, I don't think. And you know, Jason always say I don't know the lyrics, even though he's not here. He say I don't know the lyrics to nothing. I just be making up stuff along the way. I really do. And it's okay. I be making up my own stuff. I know she did do Ronnie. I said that wore her out. She was done after that. She was like, she is not gonna let Cray go on in her room. None of that stuff. We figured that out, Miss Legally Blonde. We actually watched his opening statements maybe about a week or two ago, because I couldn't believe it when I was looking up her name. And I'm like, Ron, who's this? And he got in the thing, and that man started screaming. I was like, what the? Oh my gosh, I got to show this to the chat. And me in the chat, we watched the opening statements that day. Oh my goodness. She was sitting up there. She was scared. Maybe we need to have one of these attorneys or one of these defendants act like